Good morning, everyone. It's the winter solstice, 12/21/2017, at 6:36 a.m. in Las Vegas. Venus is on the horizon with the sun as it comes up literally to its death. It stops today, and then it starts moving back to the other hemisphere. Mercury retrograde also stops today before it turns around tomorrow. The sun dies for 3 days before it moves back. About 3 degrees. It's got to take a step, stop, and then take a step back. Very interesting setup that we've got going on here today. You got Jupiter and Mars, Mars in Virgo, Jupiter in Libra. Venus and Mercury are in the Ophiuchus upper house of Scorpio, while Saturn is conjunct the Sun. The Sun considered dead here today. Normally Saturn would be combust of the Sun, but I guess you really got to ask yourself, that can play out 50-50. Either it's going to intensify it or combust it. Venus also coming into that 10-degree mark of combustion of the Sun today. So you got Mercury standing still, Venus and Saturn debilitated with the Sun, Mars getting that last-ditch effort in the mutable Earth, Saturn and the Sun on the mutable fire, while Uranus is still retrograde in mutable water. That Uranus retrograde in mutable water is rebellion. So we got a lot of rebellion going on the mutable cross. We also got Pluto in this mix in Sagittarius. This is considered a humanitarian sign ruled by Jupiter, fire of the mutable cross. About your ideologies, your beliefs. Pluto there to do his work of transformation. Saturn there to make sure it gets done. Venus coming in, but so will Mars shortly after Venus. There's a lot going on that mutable cross, affecting those mostly on that cross. With Mars being in mutable Earth, he's been wreaking havoc there for a while. Now we can scroll. The moon. We'll have that day moon today, 9.9% in Capricorn when it rises after the sun. That sliver of a crescent moon in the throat of the goat. That moon of new beginnings, quite appropriate for today. In 2 years from today will be our Saturn-Jupiter conjunction at the winter solstice. That's a conjunction the powers that be have been waiting on for a long time. It will be happening in Capricorn, while for the next 2 years you're going to have Saturn in Sagittarius putting everybody's ideologies into check. Jupiter is going to join him there. Let's watch it. Let's go to, see if I can pick up Saturn. Let me move the sun forward a few days so I can grab Saturn. So you're looking at a Saturn-Venus combust of the sun for the next several days. Let's see how many. Saturn will come out by the 27th, and Venus is just going to be there for a while as she transits the sun all the way into the new year, probably through Capricorn, right up into February. when we talk about this conjunction, let me put it back on the 21st, because I want to jump ahead a couple of years and show you what's going to happen 2 years from today as we go into another winter solstice. We will have, in 2020, actually we'll have 1819 and then 2020. This is the end of 2017. And we have to go through the whole year of 2020, so actually 3 years. But during that entire time of 2020, you have this, let me back up 1 year, let me put it at 2019. At 2019, on the winter solstice, Saturn and Jupiter are both in Jupiter's house of ideologies. And for this entire year, these two, let's turn this off so we can get a clear view of what actually they're doing. They're making this dance, and they both go retrograde at the same time back into Sagittarius, and then turn around and conjunct on the winter solstice, while at the same time you have that Mercury-Sun conjunction in the Milky Way galaxy. So a lot going on. Saturn-Jupiter conjunction are generational markers. It happens every 20 years. And we, as we age about 20 years old, we start producing children, and the next generation, the powers that be, use these markers. They know. This time it's going to be happening in Saturn's house of government. And while Jupiter's there. But Pluto is also there. Pluto and Saturn work together for transforming or mutating non-tangible things. Saturn rules time and knowledge, to where Jupiter and Uranus, the planet of outer transformation, rules tangible things. Jupiter is location, Saturn is time. So you got to be in the right place at the right time. That's always referring to a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. At that point, the door to the Black Lodge opens, being the subconscious mind. And Pluto there representing that. These three are going to be working together in Sagittarius on that mutable cross for the next 3 years, working on our ideologies. It's going to be a battle over this. And then everything is moving into Saturn's house, and he completely takes over. Pluto joining them there to finish off ideologies as we move into the next generational marker, which will last for 20 years. Last year, Saturn took over its 36-year Kabbalistic time for it to rule its part of the heavens. So it's in double control there. So a lot, we can look at this and determine literally what the next generation is going to be about and like. And it is literally cardinal Earth. That's the most high Earth. When you talk about the cardinal cross, you're talking about the most high. So cardinal Earth, Capricorn. Cardinal air is Libra, ruled by Venus, the wisdom of the heavens. This is the most high of the heavens. And then you have the moon down here, the most high of water. And then you have Aries, the most high of fire. But right now we're dealing with that mutable cross. Let's go back to today. I want to talk about 3 years from today, because right now we have Uranus retrograde on that mutable cross in Pisces, while we have the Sun conjunct Saturn in mutable fire. And we've got Mars in mutable earth. All these are trying each other out because they're all on that mutable cross. You'll start to understand squares and all these angles and aspects better if you look at them that way. Which cross are you on? Which element are you in? So today we're talking about the sun representing that mutable cross on the winter solstice. And on the spring equinox, the sun represents in Pisces mutable water. And it goes around. This past year, 2017, on 6 months ago, let's go back. Let's go back to the summer solstice, which was right here. No, I'm one ahead, I'm behind. Here we go. The sun was also conjunct Mercury on that day. And it happened over here, look to your left, in Taurus. It finally moved off that mutable cross. And it happened over the sun pillar and the sign of Taurus. And we've been waiting on this marker for a long time. So now the rest of the cross has to shift into that position. And that's what we're waiting on. That's when you'll see the sign of the Son of Man coming in the clouds. Because it's his turn to sit over here in the spring equinox. That fixed air. And right now, Neptune is all up in that heavenly water. And he's the water bearer. But when you talk about the story or the legend that's in the New Testament, then this would represent the wound in his side and the blood, the water of life that poured out. And at the bottom of that fixed cross over here, wow, got all kind of things popping up, is the cup that caught that blood, the Holy Grail. So it's just told in slightly different ways. And that was, let's go back to today again. I don't want to confuse us. Did I see? Yeah, we've got all kind of things going on in the heavens. But today, Mercury in a standstill so that it can come out of its retrograde tomorrow. Saturn conjunct combust of the sun, Venus combust of the sun, the moon in cardinal earth. So a lot is debilitated today. I guess the most powerful thing going on is Mars still in mutable earth and Uranus retrograde in Pisces. Rebellion and action. While Saturn's debilitated, the sun's dead, and Mercury's at a standstill. Retrograde standstill. Getting ready to turn around and go right back to Sagittarius and meet up with the rest of the bunch there. And we'll be working on heavily, the planets are going to be heavily in these mutable crosses for the next 3 years. And then everything, it will shift. And they'll start grouping together more in the cardinal and the fixed signs as this work gets done. But got Pluto here as well. Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, the Sun, and Mars are all on that mutable cross. Y'all are feeling the effects of this more than anybody. Mercury coming back, Mars and Venus going to show up there. Everybody's going to be on that mutable cross. So a lot to think about. Get out your natal charts and see how it affects you. Always keep a diary if you can. Let me see if I can pop this up right quick, and I'll leave you with one last thing to think about, and that's think. We've already talked about TH representing Saturn, and also in other languages it's L, right? It's God. It's the It's God. So to think is what I call God ink. When you think about something, that's the beginning of manifestation. You have to have the idea first. The ID is the identity of what you call Ia. The vowels. The vow to L. The vow. So think about it. And you think that's God ink. And it can manifest. And when you take it, when you think a thing, and then you speak a thing, and then you write a thing, and then you create a thing like a sigil or a seal to represent this thing you think about, then you reinforce it, bringing it out of the non-tangible think world into the Jupiterian tangible world. That's how you manifest into this world. Is first you got to think. And that's what a lot of us need to do. Unfortunately, when you think negative thoughts, that's what you manifest. And we tend to speak negatively more than we do good things. So therefore, they manifest more. We spend more time in negative aspects than we do in joyful, positive. You can tell a positive person when they walk into the room. And then the negative person that goes, oh God, not her again. They don't like it. It throws them off kilter. But when we come into that time of 2020 here, on the winter solstice, when Saturn and Jupiter meet, it's going to set up a time of manifestation. It's a feminine sign. It's a time of creating. And cardinal Earth, most high Earth, and that's represented by the United States. Aquarius representing South America, and Capricorn representing North America. And that's where all this is going to go down. It doesn't just tell you when, it tells you where, who, when, where, why, and how. And growing up, that's what I wanted to know about everything. Who, where, when, why, and how. And to me, this is how you find out. You look up and learn. All right, winter solstice 2017. Got 3 years left to deal with this mutable cross and the transformations that it's offering us at this time. We can become. This mutation is about transformation. That's why Pluto and Uranus are both on that mutable cross. And you're going to have Saturn and Jupiter both on that mutable cross for the next few years. Big a change coming. All right, commit that random act of kindness every single day. You're going to need it when we get past 2020.